welcome to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him at gods5minutes@gmail.com. Now, here's Ed Wilson with God's 5 Minutes.
Hello, friends. The Apostle Paul told the Corinthian congregation in 1 Corinthians 1:18, "For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of God." This passage should more properly be worded, "The preaching of the cross is to those who are perishing foolishness, but unto us who are being saved it is the power of God." Thus, Paul presented both perishing and being saved as ongoing processes. The category of people covered by this scripture is all those to whom the gospel has been preached. Every one of them are either perishing or being saved according to how they have responded to that divine word. So what is meant by this very solemn statement? The answer depends on what Paul meant when he spoke of being saved. Salvation is used in the scripture has a double meaning, either being healed or being made safe. Thus the word salvation addresses the removal of the one great sickness which threatens the destruction of all mankind, which is sin, and the one great danger which is reaping the consequences of sin: guilt, remorse, shame, and slavery under it, perverted relationship with God, and dread of future judgment. Salvation means one's soul sickness is healed and his future made secure. Besides this blessing, this scripture offers a great deal more. When God saves us, not only does he barricade the dark alleyway through which the forces of evil rush out to destroy the helpless soul, but also he opens the golden door through which heavenly blessings fall upon his believing child, and he enriches him with graces, joys, and beauties. Not only does salvation cure the sickness of sin, but also it floods a spirit with health and vitality, thus equipping the redeemed for fulfilling godly duties in life, enabling them to perform as lights to the world. The Christian concept of salvation is of all good conferred and all evil banned back into its dark den. And if this is the one side of the scripture, then what is the other? The perishing. Surely it is the exact opposite of salvation. Thus, utter ruin lies in the terrible word, the entire failure of a person to be what God had created that person to be. His salvation is the cure of sin sickness. Perishing is a deadly result of the unchecked disease. Picture the reaching claws of the raging wild beast God told Cain growled and paced at his door, being able to seize the poor trembling soul and shred and tear it to pieces. For if being saved means being delivered from the perils that lie before a sinful soul, perishing means those perils have done their worst. While perishing doesn't mean the end of an existence any more than salvation means the bestowing of conscious existence, but it surely means he who perishes knows he has perished, even as he knows the process while he is in the process of perishing. Perishing, then, means for a person still in the mortal body the dying out of spiritual life, of many things, noble, true, beautiful, and pleasant, just as a terminally ill person gradually loses all ability to participate in the activities of living. Relationships fade, pleasures become few. The sick person withdraws farther and farther into himself. The process of perishing is, as the distance between soul and God increases, a gradual sinking into the pit of utter ruin, of the slow transition into the awful death in life and life in death, of which a person knows he is lost to God and lost to himself. Consider the process by which these two conditions obtain. In the New Testament, salvation is spoken of in three ways. Sometimes as having been accomplished in the past, you have been saved. Sometimes it is in the present, you are saved. Sometimes it's in the future, now is your salvation nearer than when you believed. Besides that, scriptures refer to salvation as a continuous operation running through life instead of as a point of past, present, or future. The Lord added to the church daily those that were being saved. Life is not a stationary thing, and neither is salvation. Have you talked to God today?
You have been listening to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him by email at godsfiveminutes@gmail.com. Tune in next time to hear more encouraging thoughts from God's Word on God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson.